So before I introduce Grandmother King, she reminded me that I better make sure that I read the bio because it's one that we need to be aware of and understand. Traditional Anishinaabe Grandmother Kim is Bodawa Tomi and Caribbean in ancestry. She is a band member of the Shawinigan and First Nations located on the shores of Georgian Bay on Robinson Huron Treaty Territories and is part of the Turtle Island clan. She is a publisher, an author, and a hand drummer, singer, water walker, artist, ceremonial practitioner, and ancestral knowledge keeper. Kim is committed to forging good relationships based on aligning with reconciliation that honor the past, connect to the present, and contribute to the future. It is my great honor, again, to welcome our Grandmother Kim to the podium as Grandmother Kim says, to open us up in a good way.
Oh, we sent him for a spin. Anin Bojo Kinawea. Greetings, my relatives. Mishake and Dodam, Shkadenigan, Wawaskonen and Dishnaka, Shwanagan Dunji, Curve Lake and Dunjaban, Nishinabe Kwe, Ojibwe, Bodawadami, and Dow. I bring greetings in the ancestral language of my people as we live, work, and play on Anishinaabe treaty lands. I want to remind you that on this day, as you celebrate the very young birth and birthday of Kanata, we are older than Canada. We have been here for time immemorial. And so my role here today is to welcome you in a good way to our traditional treaty territories, but also to remind you of your treaty partnership with us as sovereign nations in this country, because we have a nation-to-nation agreement with Canada, which is a sovereign nation, and all the citizens therein. So if you are a Canadian citizen, you're a treaty partner. If you don't know what that is, you can Google it. But I've lit the medicines. I want to start off in a good way. And so I honor all those who have come from the east. I honor all those who have come from the south. I honor all those who have come from the west. And I honor all those who have come from the north. When we light the medicine, we're opening the doorway between the seen and the unseen. We're inviting you into right relationship with us. And we're encouraging you to remember that the place that you live, work, and play upon is indeed our lands, will continue to be our lands, and it is sacred to us. And we encourage you to open the door to have that sacred relationship with our mother, the earth. The earth is a mother because she gives birth to everything you need to live a good, long life. And so as you bring your hearts and minds together here today to listen to this beautiful opening ceremony, I also invite you to take a journey with me. This journey is from your head space where ego and judgment reside, and come down to your heart space where that beautiful spirit talk, that language of spirit, can help seed your heart with the words and the messages that come from First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people across these lands. You may not know this, but there are over 650 First Nations communities. 80% of us live off reserve, and we are quite diverse. And the reason why we're so diverse is because you have found us good looking. So you've made children with us. So we look like you and you look like us. Just saying, you don't know what we look like. We don't always dress like this. But this is, this is our proper outfit. This is our sacred outfit. We call it regalia. It's not a costume. Costumes are for people pretending to be something. So I'm in my regalia today to hold sacred space, to hold spiritual space, to remind you that we're still here. We're not a disappearing race. To remind you that we are older than Canada. And we have honored the lands that you live, work, and play upon from time immemorial, and will continue to do so. And our constant invitation to all those who accept our hand of friendship is for you to treat the lands in the same way. So we bring our hearts and minds together and we think about this first order of creation, the one you place your feet upon every single day. And this would be all of the sands, the soils, the clays, the gravels, the rocks, the stone beings, and the mountains. They are so old, we call them grandmothers and grandfathers. And what I want you to know is you're literally standing on the shoulders of our ancestors every single day. And they are sending that beautiful, loving energy up through your feet and out through the top of your head, helping to rejig your body into a sense of harmony and balance that contributes to your wellness, body, mind, and spirit. So if you can just take a moment every day to recognize them as the most ancient beings on earth, the ones who indeed teach us about strength and resilience, and offer thanks, that's all we're asking of you. So at this time, I'm going to say it in my language, Oho miigwech. And then we want to bring our hearts and minds together, and we want to look at all of the grasses, the shrubs, the trees, the bushes, the hardwoods, the softwoods, the berries, the hanging fruits, and all of the medicines. These great standing beings are the lungs of the earth. The grass is the covering of the earth. All of those flowers and those plants are the medicines and the food source that we need. So when we think about them and we think about their relationship, I want to remind you that they wrap their roots around those grandmothers and grandfathers, hugging them nice and tight, reminding us that we have a sacred relationship that is built upon respect and responsibility. So as you nourish yourself over this holiday season, as you celebrate today, pause and just take a moment to give thanks for all of their continued sacrifices, as I will do at this time, Aho miigwech. And then we want to wrap our hearts and minds around the third order of creation. And this one brings us great joy. We call them our elder brothers and sisters. They're the ones who came long before us, and I'm referring to all of the swimmers, the crawlers, the flyers, the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, those that live up in the sky world and those that live beneath the earth. These beautiful beings are older than humans. They have been here for time immemorial. They teach us about how to raise our families. They're great teachers. They teach us how to find medicines and food and how to not take more than we need. They're our companions and our food source. And so for us, it is very easy to remember to give thanks. And I invite you at this time to join me in giving them thanks for their continued sacrifice. Aho miigwech. Now, the fourth order of creation is us in all of our great diversity. I'm speaking about the men, the women, the children, and the in-betweens that have ever been, that are here now, and that are on their way. I acknowledge all those who were born on this day. I acknowledge all of those who left on this day. I acknowledge all the children whose names we no longer speak, that are buried in secret places across this country because of residential school. I acknowledge all the missing and murdered Indigenous women in the communities and families that are suffering because of this truth and this reality. I acknowledge that cultural genocide took place in this country, and that as we walk the road of reconciliation, we are looking to you to help change the future into a beautiful and respectful relationship of equality. We are not part of the melting pot of culture in this country. We didn't come from any place else, and we didn't go any place else and claim or rename land. So it's important for you, as perhaps newcomers, as intergenerational Canadians, to remember that all of you live, work, and play on stolen land. But we're not here to point fingers. We're here to remind you that you have a responsibility to us. We have honored our responsibility to you. So on this day that celebrates Canada's birthday, we are remembering the past. We're honoring all of our sacrifices. We're honoring all of our contributions, and we're reminding you to learn about those as well. Because as you call this place home and live a very good life, we too want that very same opportunity. But it is a long road to healing. Apology was the first start on the path to reconciliation, and now we have a lot of education to embrace, and also a lot of restitution to take place. So as a representative of Indigenous people across these lands, I'm the one who's at the microphone speaking on this day, and I can't just give you a welcome and not acknowledge the very sad history you have, but the great hope we have for something more beautiful moving forward. So I thank you for taking a moment to take that journey from your head space to your heart space, to listen to this heart speak, and to embrace some of the words that I'm sharing with you. I ask you to hang on to those seeds and share those seeds with people who weren't here. I ask you to do your best to become a meaningful and long-term committed ally. I invite you to learn about us and the true history of Canada, dismantling the historic amnesia that has sufficed to date. We need to take that apart and take it down. Now I want to close with a universal language. It's a form of prayer for us. We are deeply spiritual, and we see you as spirit beings first and your meat suit second. But we honor you whole and complete. And we offer you, with the deepest of our respect, love, and care, the belief in your ability to manifest real change. So it's my hope that in my living lifetime, I will see that change manifest and root itself solidly with the strength and resistance of those that have come before us and those that will come long after us, that we can all have a better relationship. This is an honor song. It is equivalent to, and dare I say it, greater than the national anthem. So we're going to get you to stand if you are able. And I'm also going to give you an invitation to offer prayers at this time in whatever language you speak, and however you do that, based on whatever faith you follow. Please send some good words out to creation, because what sustains and maintains life is sentient, and it is listening. And on a daily basis, if you can just remember to say thanks for all the things that are a part of your life, or that will come into your life, or that have been a part of your life, then those things know they're still in service to us. We still have need from them. And they will continue to ripple through our lives in all of those good ways. So this is an honor song for each and every one of you. It's called the Unity Song. And I'm looking at the great diversity of the people who are here listening to my words. And I just want you to know that I see you. And hopefully I will hear your prayers, as will all of creation.